Sorry?
Last week, the heat of the turf in Portland here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you definitely feel the increasement of temperature. That's for sure. Yeah. So
here's what I remember. I remember just simply getting blisters by standing on turf that hot.
Yes.
Did you get any blisters?
Well, nowadays a lot of players are not wearing black cleats anymore, so
that's helpful.
That helps a little bit.
So now, with a couple days, with a film session to look at, other thoughts on the Portland game and how it went and how you did?
Yeah, from a performance standpoint, I was still very happy. I just told the guys this morning, the performance, the data showed it, the performance showed from the eye test that I think it was a solid performance. We go away to Portland in tough conditions and we beat them in many categories. So I was very happy with the performance. Obviously, the result is something that hurt because I felt like we deserved so much more from the game. But we've analysed it. We've definitely said, here's the improvements that we need for this week. And now it's another game on Saturday. So that's our mindset right now, is all focus shifts to Saturday.
I asked you this after the game, but you at the end you brought in JGR and you had Joey, and you had young guys out there. And in Portland, a difficult situation in a key game, apparently playing young guys doesn't faze you.
I asked the players to be brave. I'm going to be brave as a coach. A lot of my substitutions in the game was guys that were going to come in and try and score goals. Even the two players in the 88th minute were attacking players. It showed my mentality that I wanted to go here and try and get 3 points, maybe instead of sitting back and trying to go for one. So this team, this club, we need 3 points in every game we step into, and that's my objective, is how do I try and get the 3 points.
You feel, I mean, JGR, Joey, Brendan, that they're totally qualified to be out there and to play for City SC in those situations.
Yeah, they had a good training week. They were the profile of the players that I needed in their moments. I thought Brendan could get in there and stretch the game, especially in transition. We knew that they were going to also try and go for another goal, so Brendan's ability to run in behind for us was going to be something that we looked at. JGR, he's a good ball winner, he's athletic, he can cover space. And Joey, unfortunately for Joey had a fantastic game against San Jose. Joey could have easily earned the right to start in this game as well. So to bring Joey in, I had full trust he was going to come in and defend well, defend off the dribble well, defend 1v1 moments well. He had that unbelievable play at the end where we coughed up the ball, and I think he's making slide tackles in the box and then recovery plays as well. So all three came in and helped us impact the game.
Coach, do you prepare the City 2 players when they appear? Say anything special? You had them for City 2. They're stepping to a different level. Do you coach them in a different way to be ready for those moments?
I think I just try to help them understand that they are here for a reason. They've shown that they can train and play well in the City 2 environment. They can train well in the first team environment. Now the next step for them is playing, obviously, in the first team environment. Sure, there's a little bit more nerves and pressure on those guys, but they're confident young men. So there was not much motivation needed from me. They believed in themselves, so it was just an arm around them and saying, hey, go enjoy this moment today.
Coach, you mentioned some of the positives you saw from the subs, but after all of the subs were made, you conceded and you couldn't fight back to get that tying goal. So what did you see that you need to improve upon, whether it be from the subs or some of their play on the field?
Yeah, I think obviously when you concede late from a set-piece standpoint, everyone should have specific designed roles in their moments. So making sure that we are very clear with guys like, hey, here's our roles and responsibilities in dead ball situations for sure, would be something that we want to improve as a staff. So yeah, for us, we always analyse as a staff as well. We want to get better, just like the players want to get better. So that'll be probably a key moment for us as a staff moving forward.
Any updates you can give on Henry Kessler?
So far, Henry Kessler, obviously, we think he'll be able to get into the week and train with us. It's just kind of monitoring, obviously, what it looks like for him right now. He might have a slower week in training to try and prepare for Saturday. He will want to play, he'll tell you that 100%. We also want to try and protect him because I've told you guys this last week, it's still a long season. So just trying to get through the week now and see where he's at, yeah.
And then Edu Leuven, Chris Durkin.
We believe Edu Leuven will still be out with a hamstring. And who's the other one, sorry?
Chris Durkin.
And Chris is in the same situation that Kess is in, just going day by day with him, yeah.
Are Alman Nielsen, are they close, or are they both going to be long-term?
So far, Joachim's, I'm not sure the exact timeline, but he wouldn't obviously feature in this weekend, and the same with Rasmus, yeah.
Is that aggressiveness when you're going for a win instead of a draw? Is that just your philosophy as a coach, or is that what you have to do for this club because of where they're at in the table?
Yeah, I think it's both. I think when you try to create an environment that every time you step on the field on a weekend, the mentality should be to go for a win. Now you might be in a situation in a game where the momentum's not on your side, you have a 10-minute window, like we score the goal, they respond very well for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Sure, in that moment, could we maybe tactically adjust the shape, maybe have another defensive player, but as we prepare for the weekend training, it's all about going to get 3 points on a weekend. I felt like the momentum of the game, and the data will show this, I felt like we could have left Portland with 3 points. So obviously my mindset as a coach when I was making substitutions and adjustments was to try and go and get 3 points and not hold on to 1 point.
And then when does that turn off when you should probably just be going for 1 point instead of going for 3?
Probably in a moment where the momentum is just overall on their side. Their XG is out the window, their field tilt is so much higher than ours, their possession is so much higher than ours. You feel them moments as a coach. I'm not naive. I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to go and dominate every team. And there'll be moments where we have to be a defensive, solid team, and we'll say a point is a good result. But up until about the 60th minute, where we were just strictly looking at who's in favour of getting a 3-point result here, it was us. So I just tried to make them adjustments and try and go for it.
Just watching training, there's obviously lots of smiles all around. Can you speak to this team's attitude right now and their ability to flush Saturday's loss so quickly?
Yeah, I think one of the things about a successful culture and a successful team is actually how you deal in failure. I just showed them a quote today on the TV, and I could name them all off. It's Kobe Bryant, obviously leading NBA championships. He missed the most. Missed the most points in a game or something. Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champion, makes the most interceptions. So there's all this stuff to show you that even the world's greatest are going to fail. But how do you go out there with a growth mentality, and how do you go out there and prepare for the following week? So something I told them about was the performance was great. So now for us, we have to get back out here. We have to get back to work. We have to improve. But like I told you guys in week 1, we have to enjoy that moment as well. We have to enjoy that process.
How would you characterize the opportunity for everybody on the training pitch during the week? As we talked about the certain subs you brought on, anybody who's here in training, you could call their number. Is that kind of how you're looking at it?
100%. If you are training well, if I feel like the profile of what I need based on the game fits you the best, we're playing to win every single time we step on the field.
Coach, is there any data that you can see that can help you later on in the year when it's hot here in St. Louis, which is coming soon?
Yeah.
From what you saw Saturday, that can help you make any adjustments to how they play in those conditions in the weeks and months to come?
Yeah, so for the 2 games I've been in charge, our field tilt, so possession in the opponent's half and the opponent's third specifically, has gone up 49%, I think the exact number is. So what that shows is, in these difficult conditions when it's hot, if you can have a high field tilt, you can pin the opponent all the way back into their own defensive third, you'll have more success than they'll have against you, because now you eliminate them 80 yards away from our goal. So one of the big key points for us is how do we continue to increase our field tilt every single game. So general possession and then field tilt in their third is a number that I think you'll see it in 2 games, it's gone up 49%. With the right system in place, with the right trust of the players, they've shown in 2 games against 2 really good teams that we have to forget. We're playing San Jose and Portland, San Jose number 1 leading team for goals. Portland, I think, are now 4th in the conference. So 2 really good opponents, and we were able to have a very high field tilt against both. With only 6, 7, 8 training sessions, I'm pretty confident we can improve that more.
We got time for 2 more.
Coach, you mentioned that you've only seen these guys for an actual game 2 games. So do you have a message to any of the guys that you maybe have worked with on City 2 that you're just maybe getting to know a little bit better? Obviously, you've been around the facilities, but when they're not able to finish, is there a message of finishing at the goal where that you need to give them any insight, or is it a matter of letting them maybe figure it out on their own?
No, for me it's absolutely helping them, and it's in 2 ways. It's helping them in the on the field perspective, what positions can you be in to maybe score more goals, or what type of technique you could have used maybe instead of the one that you took. But then also letting them know that I'm there to trust them and believe in them. So right after this, I'm going to go have my meeting with Joe Klaus and help him for next week. Get him back on track, get him back in the right momentum mentally, and again out here in training, putting him in an exercise or a situation where he can build his confidence, but also get the technical repetition back in his system so he can score.
It seemed like Marcel Hartle in the second half against Portland kind of found his footing after a rough first game and a half after we kind of changed things around. What was the biggest change? Why did we start seeing some more, especially the progressive passing in the final third from Marcel? And what was the change in the offense in the second half?
Sure, Marcel's a very intelligent player, so he's very focused on his positions and the structure he needs to be in and where he needs to be, which is what all world-class players have. At the same time, I had to help him, be able to feel a little bit more free on the field, feel a little bit more like if you need to move into different spaces, you have the full obviously responsibility and accountability to do it. So helping him feel a little bit more relaxed on the field, a little bit more like he can drift into different spaces, find different moments to pick up the ball, was something he adjusted with well, and I think he got a lot of those chances, in the second half.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.